Hello everyone and welcome back to In Christ Alone. Today we'll be presenting another What Does Scripture Say episode, and this time the topic is wisdom. When people hear the word wisdom, some may think of a mystical guru or an oracle who is full of knowledge and can be asked for advice in different circumstances. Examples of these could include the oracle in The Matrix, who help people such as the main character Neo to fight the Matrix itself. Another example is Yoda from the Star Wars series, who with his 800 plus years of experience gave Jedi advice and training to young prodigies such as Luke Skywalker and many others. These examples are obviously fictional, and the gurus and oracles being stuff of fantasy. But there is a type of wisdom that we are going to talk about today, which is far more powerful than the wisdom the oracle or Yoda possessed. This is heavenly wisdom, and it is from God himself. Before we get more in depth into it, we'll have our reading. The passage we'll be looking at is James chapter 3 verses 13 to 18, and we will present to you it now. Two kinds of wisdom. James chapter 3 verses 13 to 18. Who is wise and understanding among you? Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done in the humility that comes from wisdom. But if you harbour bitter envy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast about it or deny the truth. Such wisdom does not come down from heaven, but is earthly, unspiritual, demonic. For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness. That is what Scripture says about wisdom. Now we will take a few moments to look more deeply into the passage. In our passage today, we read that there is two kinds of wisdom which can be shown in and through a person. The wisdom is determined by the way the person uses the knowledge which is given to them. The first we'll be looking at is the bad side of wisdom, or it can also be called earthly wisdom. We all have various pieces of information given to us every day, and different perspectives than others may have in circumstances. It can be easy to say to ourselves that our way is the best way, or that our version of events is the only manner in which the events took place. This type of thinking seems arrogant, and the worst part is some people are so stuck in their ways that any other person's thinking is just absurd and not plausible. This is the type of wisdom or knowledge that James is writing about in the first half of our passage. Verses 14 to 16 states that this wisdom does not come down from heaven, and goes on to say that it is earthly, unspiritual and even demonic at times. He then goes on to write that where there is envy of someone having another idea that isn't your own, and selfish ambition to control the situation to your way of thinking, there you will find disorder and every evil practice. This isn't the type of wisdom which is desirable or productive. It only breaks down plans and friendships instead of building them up. But fortunately, there is good news in the second form of wisdom which could be received, and this is heavenly wisdom. The second type of wisdom, as we said, is heavenly wisdom. As you could probably guess, it gets its name from the place of where the wisdom was given. The characteristics of heavenly wisdom are as verse 17 says, pure, peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and of good fruit, impartial and sincere. This is pretty much the complete opposite of what earthly wisdom portrays. Where the person with earthly wisdom is set to their own thinking, the person with heavenly wisdom is able to take others' advice on board. This is an important part. It's taken on board and potentially added to their own thinking, but their own thinking isn't at times thrown away altogether. This manner in which we can accept others' points of view and advice is given by God. Rather than wanting us to get into arguments over which way is better, He wants us to be constructive of our thinking, which may in turn create a better idea than the two or more separate ideas which you started out with. This means that plans and friendships can be built up instead of broken down in the case of earthly wisdom. And in situations of conflict, where two of your friends are fighting, you can become the mediator by taking both sides of the story and trying to work out a solution which is best for everyone. It may seem difficult at first, but with God's help, it can be possible. And as James concludes in our passage, peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness. That is one of our tasks of being a Christian, and shows that it's not just ministry that God is looking from us, but showing His love to others in times of blessing and struggle also, with the knowledge He has given us. That's what Scripture says about wisdom. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time, here at In Christ Alone.